Hello, my name is Tarjay Prince, and I will be presenting on behalf of Panther Pads, an innovative and stylish solution for Panther students. On today's agenda, we will be covering the company's overview, followed by the situation and SWOT analysis, and then we'll discuss our marketing goals and objectives, as well as the marketing strategy, and end with a recap. Panther Pads is an innovative housing solution for Panther students. Prairie View recently enrolled nearly 10,000 students, but their housing capacities are only for 4,000 students. That means that there's a very, very high demand for off-campus student housing. We have a solution for that. In container-style, fully furnished one-bedroom units with full-size kitchens, central AC, high-speed internet, and conveniently located along the university shuttle route. We're offering affordable, modern, and sustainable housing tailored to PV students. Our entire business structure is surrounded around what the customer prefers, and that means that we're using a differentiation focus. We're also using customer intimacy strategies in order to engage and build relationships with students, parents, as well as Prairie View as a whole. Moving on to the pest analysis, we identified the economic, social, and technology factors. On the economic side, there's a rising demand. There's over 4,800 students that need off-campus housing in some capacity. We also recognize that Waller County tends to be a little less expensive than Houston and its surrounding areas, but the property values are steadily increasing as large manufacturing companies like Daikin and Cat move out to 90. The rental prices are going to steadily increase. For social, students want an all-inclusive experience. They want included rent, fully furnished units. They have a high priority on safety and convenience. They also are looking for community spaces that support studying as well as their social lives. For technology, we will be offering high-speed internet in every unit. There will be smart entry access through their phones, which will actually be used through the Panther Pads app, where they'll be able to pay rent, submit maintenance requests, and also get shuttle info for the university shuttles. We'll also have a recreation center that will feature HD projectors as well as classroom-style whiteboards. For the industry analysis, we identified Porter's five forces, starting with the threat of new entrants. I found that to be moderate to high. Um, there's a lot of opportunity to enter this industry. The land in Prairie View is very, very affordable. Once again, there's a very high demand, but there are existing competitors in the industry that already have a built reputation and already have a development. Buyer power is significantly high, and that's because students, in this case, students are the buyers. Students have the opportunity to switch. At the end of their leases, they can decide that these accommodations are no longer suitable for them, and they can move into something else, which means that they have a lot of power in this industry. The suppliers, however, have very low to moderate power. The suppliers would include builders or developers. In the Prairie View, Hempstead, Waller County area, there are quite a few developers and builders, so they don't have a lot of power. There's the utilities, such as electricity or internet services. They have moderate power just because it's a requirement, something that everybody needs, whether you're a home, commercial, residential, everybody needs utilities. So they do have moderate power. However, the threat of substitutes is moderate. The threats will include dorms. And even though dorms are a substitute, um, the dorms fill up quickly and there's a capacity, which is why there's such a demand for off-campus housing. People can live in nearby towns. That is also a substitute. But another interesting substitute is the growing demand for online classes. Students no longer required to come on campus. They're not required to come on campus anymore. So that makes the threat of substitutes moderate. What makes this industry the most attractive is its high rivalry. There's strong competition. There's a lot of people in this industry, specifically around Prairie View, just because of the demand for off-campus housing. A lot of these companies or communities offer similar amenities, which means that they have to aggressively promote and advertise. That's where you see the move in for free, the lowered move-in costs, the referral bonuses, gift cards, things like that. Our competitors include 625 Prairie View. 625 actually uses a differentiation strategy because unlike most of the communities in Prairie View, this one is modern, it's upscale. They're actually on the more expensive side, which does contribute to their weaknesses. But they're also pet friendly, which is a major strength for them. And their greatest strength is their convenience. It's less than a mile away from Prairie View, making this place very, very, very attractive. Another competitor that we'll include is Brookside Meadows. They actually have a cost leadership strategy, or they use a cost leadership strategy. This community is a lot older. They do not have a lot of amenities, but that's how they're able to keep their costs very low. They also maximize their space by offering 4 bedrooms, whereas our units, as well as 625, only offer 1 and 2 bedrooms. However, this is a very strong competitor in the industry. Our largest competitor is on-campus housing. There are at least 4 to 5 on-campus housing options for students. This option is something that uses a cost-focused strategy. It's affordable, it's convenient, it's something that's only for students. So that's the focus aspect of that strategy. Um, the weakness or the greatest weakness is that it does have limited capacity, and it's also less privacy. As students grow in their college careers, they definitely seek a lot more independence. So being on campus is not ideal for someone seeking independence. For our situation analysis, Panther Path's current status is in the planning and development stage. We are currently securing land and we're evaluating the container housing feasibility and sustainability. With that, we're building partnerships with our developers and designers just to be sure that this is something that can be developed and could potentially grow within the community. There's only one other university that's been noted to successfully run a project like this, and that community is in Idaho. And so we want to kind of figure out why hasn't it been done at Prairie View, especially with the growing demands of off-campus housing. For the growth potential, again, the growth potential is going to largely be contributed to the rising enrollment at Prairie View. Container homes are very low cost. It's low cost to develop. It's very low cost to maintain, and we'll be able to produce those rather quickly and expand those very quickly and inexpensively. There's also long-term opportunities associated. We are looking to expand into a micro neighborhood, which you'll see in a few slides here shortly. We are also looking to house short-term faculty members. I myself have had faculty members who are coming to Prairie View for the first time and they don't really know the area too well, so they need a place to kind of crash until they can find a more long-term, stable housing. And so we'll also be looking into those opportunities as well as expanding to other universities with TSU and Houston, and even with College Station being an hour and some change in the opposite direction, there's definitely a lot of growth potential in that direction. Going on to our leadership approach, as mentioned earlier, we are using customer intimacy and operational excellence. With our customer intimacy, we really want to engage with our customers. We really want to know what do they need, what do they want. We want to educate them on sustainable living and container style homes just so they'll feel more comfortable. We definitely want to be transparent about our pricing and we want to be as efficient as possible. For the customer profile, our typical customer will be a PV undergrad or grad student ranging between the ages of 18 to 25 years old. These people will be pretty budget conscious. They will want something modern and convenient. Our secondary customers will include staff, grad assistants, and even recent alumni. There are a lot of students, especially in this season, where recruitment isn't very high for December graduates. This will be a very ideal situation for someone who may not be able to find work as soon as they graduate in December. For the SWOT analysis, some of our strengths and weaknesses include our unique container style and low development and maintenance costs. Our greatest weakness is the brand recognition. There's not a lot of people who know about Panther Pass just yet. The comfortability definitely has to get up there. And as we do our research into why this isn't an industry that has been tapped or a niche concept that has been tapped into, we're looking into potential zoning and regulatory hurdles. One thing that sticks out to me is the fact that Texas sees a lot of hurricanes, and that could largely contribute to people being hesitant about doing or approving a container style home. Our opportunities include the over 4,800 students in need of off-campus housing. The university overcrowds very quickly, which means that there's very high demand. We also have an opportunity with visiting students and new staff. All of this opportunity will allow us to scale the community very quickly and very inexpensively. Our threats would include the people who kind of doubt the concept, as well as our existing competitors, those who have very good and high reputations within the community. But most importantly, our greatest threat, our biggest hater is going to be those non-paying tenants. We know that some students do fall on some hard times. However, they will pose as a liability to our community. Our marketing goals. So most importantly, we definitely want to increase our brand awareness among PV students. We want to position ourselves as a safe, sustainable, student-centered community, helping students to achieve their goals, be it in college in a comfortable environment that's going to help them in their academics. We also want to be sure to build a long-term relationship with our students as well as the parents, most importantly, per you. I feel that if we have a good reputation with our buyers, that's the ultimate way that we'll be able to achieve success. Our objectives, we want to gain at least 1,000 Instagram followers within the next year. We are also looking to have at least 90% occupancy by next fall, which will be next August. And we want to hit 500 leads within the first year. We want to make contact with people. We want to get people excited about the concept, get people comfortable with the concept, things like that. Going into our marketing segmentation for behavioral, the average customer is looking for all-inclusive rent, modern amenities, definitely somebody who prioritizes safety, geographical. Um, as you know, as you probably assume, we will be located in Prairie View, Waller County. The furthest that we are looking to potentially grow would be Cypress, as far as Prairie View is concerned. Demographic, again, is going to be between the ages of 18 and 25 years old. These students will have a low to moderate income, as most students rely heavily on financial aid or parental support, or most people may even have a part-time job. Psychological, most people are looking for convenience. They're looking for a nice balance between social and academics, which means that they're academic and community oriented. For our product mix, our marketing mix, our product is container style homes, fully furnished with smart entry and full kitchens. We are located near Prairie View, right along the University Shuttle route. Another place you can find us that our renters will be able to find us is through is through the Panther Pass app. That's where they'll be able to get virtual leasing, and mobile access. Again, you'll be able to enter anywhere on the community using mobile app. For promotion, we are going to dig deep on social media. We plan to do like a day in the life, so just so people can see and kind of identify with container style living. People can begin to see it as something that's cool, something that's different, something that is indeed sustainable. We're also looking to get into campus orientation, campus events, things like that. And last but not least, price. We will be strategically priced between $700 and $850. That will be all inclusive. That will include the base rent as well as the split between utilities and high-speed internet. So just a quick recap here. Prairie View has a severe housing shortage, which means that there is a very significantly high demand for off-campus student housing in the area. Panther Pass is going to use a differentiation focus strategy because we are going to center all of our business ideas around the customer's preferences. Despite the high buying power and strong rivalry, we have a pretty good competitive advantage because we have a very niche concept and we are catering to a very niche group of people. Thank you for your time, and we can't wait to see you in your Panther pad.